Welcome back, everyone, to this edition of Try Hard Game with me, OKHTV. You know, they say to me, he does the best he can with what he's got, which I admit is not a lot of talent, but it is a whole lot of, what do I have a lot of? Can I see my, no, I can't see my, I was going to say a whole lot of first place, because believe it or not, I'm in first place in this. No, I'm not nearly in first place, but I'm doing okay. Whole lot of repairs, but actually not too many repairs. So there you go. Can I, if I cancel this, what are the repairs? Oh, this body work, okay. I was thinking if there was something standard repair, I'd have enough time to actually replace it, then it'll be even better. I'm driving a rental, I don't have to worry about it. What do we have now? We do have 3 short, not quite as short as these, we do have 3 short stages. So we can go with soft tires. I was on medium tires that time. Oh, I forgot to change them. Oh, somebody during the last episode was probably laughing at me. Go ahead and laugh at me in the comments. If I do something stupid, make sure you point it out in the comments. Because, you know, in fact, be really mean about it. Vent. Go ahead and vent. Vent your frustrations at this poor old man. You know, you might even make me cry, and then you'll feel better about yourself because you made an old man cry. And I'll cry all the way to the bank because it'll just improve my YouTube numbers. But bank, like I don't get any money from YouTube. I do get money from Twitch, and the money I get is about $50 a year. Okay, everything's good to go. Let's get started.
Start 30 crest,
January's
3
event.
left long and 5 right long. Good luck.
I did January's event. It should be on my YouTube channel. Yeah, first week of January, I went ahead and did it. You missed it. The real question is, where was December's event?
2, 1, go.
Because
30,
in December, I had the last month of my Try Hard
30.
Racing Club because I thought they weren't going to renew.
3 right.
They had
Into
not
2
renewed
left.
the official Dirt Club for 2025. And then it turned out they started
Into 2 right. Extra long.
the official
tightens
Dirt
cut.
Club for 2026
Opens
in December
6
of
right.
2025. So I missed a
Into
month
3 left long.
because I didn't realize it had started early. If I realized that it had started in December, I would have done both. But
Opens over crest 100.
anyway.
Turn
So
unseen,
this
2
club
left
is going to end, this official Dirt Club is going to end, November will be the last month
30.
of this official club. Maybe they'll start
2
another
right
one in
long.
December,
Opens 50.
but it's
Crest.
the,
Don't
the,
cut 1 left
the
long,
game is
unseen.
not sunset,
30.
but you know, it's pretty old and they've moved on to other
6 right
things. So
long.
I'm just glad they still have the
80.
servers open, and they do still occasionally come up with
Slow,
an official
4
club
left of a
event.
crest, into 1 right, tightens don't.
Yeah, I was pretty upset when I found out. I did this in January, and then as I was watching
60.
the footage back, I realized it said event 2. Like, oh
left.
no, did they start in December? And they did. And probably if I'd have
Into
looked
6
at my
right of a
December,
crest.
when I
Into
did
1
my
left
December
tightens.
Try Hard Racing Club, I might have noticed that there was a December official club
Middle of a crest, 150.
for 2026, but there may not have been either, because I did
1
it
right
like,
long.
you know, the first Saturday of the month of December, and they
Into
may
2
not have had it
left.
published the first week. They may have, the first month may
Into
have only
3
been
right.
a couple
Into
weeks
3
rather than a
left
month.
long,
But they may
tightens
not have
2.
put it together right for the 1st of December. It might have started the middle of December, which happens.
Into 1 right long. Opens 6.
Because you can't, I've run into that because you
Into
can't,
2 left
if
long.
you have a championship running,
30.
you can't
1 left.
create another championship and have it all
1
set up and good to go and
Opens.
start after
of a
your current
crest.
championship.
80.
You can't start one championship until your old one has
5 left.
expired.
Extra long of a crest.
So
Jump maybe.
if you want to do it, you have to
Into
do it
6
like,
right.
if you want to cover the complete calendar
30.
with an event, you have to you know,
cut by left
be
of a crest
up
bump,
at midnight
50.
on New Year's Day, you know, and immediately
6
type
right
in
long,
your
and
all the
keep left of a
information for the
50,
new club,
2 left long
because you
tightens.
can't even configure it. You can't set a starting date, and so if you're already in another club, you can't like say, okay, I want this to
right.
start in, you know,
30.
when this club finishes, whatever that date is.
Small cut 3 left.
So yeah, it's a bit of a pain.
Right long,
I was
160.
pleasantly surprised though to see that this club was out there, because I didn't think they were going to renew it.
Keep left of a crest.
And
50.
so, because they didn't do
6
one in
right long of a crest
2025, I didn't think they were going to renew it. So
Into
I set
5
up my
left
own
long of a
club,
crest
and then I was
tightens.
deciding, well, my own club didn't get a lot of, I mean, people watch the videos and stuff, but not a lot of people played in the club. So I was trying to decide, well, do I go through all that hassle, like I just said, on New Year's Day, setting up another championship for my club? Or do I just do something else? And I decided, okay, well, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do this 100 million credit challenge, race for 100 million.
Into 2 right long.
And then at the last minute, I saw that the official dirt club was available. I was, oh, great, I can do that. But I had already set up and did a couple pilot episodes for this 100 million credit challenge. So now I've got both running on my YouTube channel. The 100 million credit challenge, Road to 100 million, is on my published on my YouTube channel. The first Sunday of every month. It's a once a month series, monthly series, and those videos are like an hour, a little over an hour.
Opens and tightens.
And then the first
50.
official dirt rally
Turn 2 left long.
club series is published most Saturdays, 6 a.m. U.S. Central Time, noon in the UK.
Opens of a crest. 50.
Saturday for the club, and then Sunday for the race to 100 million.
Rest.
So,
And 2 left.
originally my idea was to produce the race to 100 million, only do that and have it bi-weekly. But now that I'm doing the club
left.
also, there's just no time in my
50.
schedule.
5 right.
So now it,
And 4 left long.
I have
of a crest.
15 videos a week that go up on my YouTube channel.
Opens.
7 days
80.
a week, Snow Runner, 5 days a week,
Middle of a crest.
Civilization,
80.
another racing game, which is currently
Keep right into
MotoGP,
narrow. 6 left long. 50.
on the 2 days a week.
Turn 1 left. Don't cut.
And then once a week, Dirt
50.
Rally, either the club or the race to 100 million.
4 right long. 100.
So yeah, I had to put in, I had to start releasing things at 6 a.m.
50.
But that's okay, it's Dirt Rally, and a lot of rally racing fans. So,
1 left cut.
I live in America, and that's not exactly the rally racing hotbed of the world.
50.
So, yeah, I thought it was a right turn, it was a left turn, and yeah, thank you.
5 left long. Into 6 right. Extra long. 60.
I saw that it wasn't a right turn, but then I couldn't get it turned to the left, couldn't react in time. So I just went straight.
60.
What the heck?
Long crest. 30 of a finish into don't cut.
Oh, it's right by the
6
finish line
to stop.
too. So anyway, noon on Saturday and Sundays in the UK. Yeah. Let's see. Where am I? I'm sort of in the middle, still below middle, but 61st place. We'll watch that number go up. Get that dopamine rush. Number go up. I mentioned earlier, this is actually part of a 12-hour stream I'm doing today. The beginning of it.
Starts.
So you hear some muted crunching because I'm nearly
into
pretzels.
4 left over crest.
I've got to keep myself. I got to keep myself fed and hydrated for a 12-hour stream.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 3 left tightens
now
into
pretzels
2 right.
may not be the best thing to eat
left of a crest.
To keep your voice hydrated, but
right.
it's something I can eat without
6 left, small cut.
Without making a mess. Not getting my fingers all
50.
sticky and the controller all sticky and
6 left into 6
my
right.
mouth all sticky.
Extra long, tightens 3 right.
For later in the stream, when I take a little meal break,
2 right.
Extra long, I will have some
into 5 left long,
macaroni and cheese, little macaroni and cheese dinners.
Into 6 right.
Frozen dinners, what I, from my era, would call TV dinners.
And slow, 4 right.
Actually, my era, they were TV dinners that weren't cooked in microwaves. There were no microwaves. They were.
50.
You would cook them in. You could cook the TV dinner in the oven, or you could cook it in like a toaster oven. And now they tell you not to cook anything in a toaster oven, but back in my day, that's what they were for. Toaster ovens weren't making toast, they had toasters to make toast. Well, toaster ovens were for cooking, TV dinners.
5 right long of a crest, opens.
Back in my day.
Keep left of a jump, into 5 right.
One of these days, I'm going to stop sounding like, one of these days I'm going to start sounding my age.
50.
It's hard to take me seriously when I don't sound as old as I am. I should just be putting on an old man voice all the time. Whenever I talk to anyone. Hey, you kids!
Into 6 right. 30.
Who set off the trailer?
Into 5 right long.
Get off of my lawn!
Into 4 left. And keep right of a crest,
anyway.
Turn 2 left long tightens. Into 2 right. Don't cut.
I've never been a
lawn
lawn person.
Into 3 left.
I did own a house. I'm in an apartment now. I've owned a couple houses.
Right into 6 left. 30. 3 left long.
And
narrow, 4 right.
I was not
50.
a lawn person. I did live. I was married at the time.
50.
Woman who had 2 kids from a previous marriage, so we had. And I had a good professional software career for decades, and
30.
we had a house out in the suburbs, and it was one of those. It wasn't quite a homeowners association because it was an older development, but it was definitely a suburban development.
And keep left into 6 right, 6 left.
I've told this story many times.
2 right long opens.
Keeping the lawn mowed was a big deal for my neighbor. My neighbor had a corner house. You ever had
left,
you ever lived in a suburb of a major metropolitan area and he had a neighbor that had a corner property? Oh man.
Into 2 right.
People with corner properties, they're a little obsessed. I think he had like 2 tool sheds out in his yard so that he could take care of his lawn.
6 right of a crest. Into 4 left, small cut.
And of course, what he mostly complained about was, middle school kids trying across the corner of his lawn.
6 left, extra long of a crest, tightens turn 4.
Anyway, yeah, I've told the story that after
4 right long, don't
after
cut.
my divorce,
Into
my
long,
wife,
opens of a crest.
she was not from Minnesota. She moved back to where her family was from, so she left.
30.
And so I had this house by myself.
Into
and
turn 3 right long.
yeah, keeping up with the lawn mowing was not something that I was as concerned about. And I mean, it wasn't overgrown where you would park a car in it and not see it, But
4 right long.
the grass was high enough that I'm sure it was my neighbor who complained to the city somebody complained to the city, and I got a letter
Into
from
3 left long, over finish.
the city lawn inspector that I was out of compliance. But it actually wasn't the city
50.
lawn inspector. It would be pretty weird for a city to have a city lawn inspector, but actually this was the deputy lawn inspector, because not only did I live in a suburb that had a department of lawn inspection, but they didn't just have one guy running it. They had a deputy go around. I should have done cartoon character voices for Hanna-Barbera. I used to do a lot of voices. I don't do so much anymore. I used to do a lot of singing. I don't do so much anymore. But yeah, thanks. Thanks for the compliment. I've not practiced voices. I used to do voices for my cats and stuff. Yeah, my roommate appreciated those. But. Yeah, see, these are careers. I did a tiny bit. I worked for an ad agency that was, oh, it's a long story, but I worked for an ad agency in their new, quote unquote, new media department, which meant we did web pages and stuff for companies. You know, you've got a company that wants to advertise their service. Everybody needs a web page, right? Well, we did custom web pages with. I was in the software development section of actually writing the web pages and collecting their data and stuff. But it was
6 left, extra long.
The company would come to the ad agency.
4 right. Good luck.
And because they wanted to put, you know, the ad agency is in charge of their brand, and they had a brand, and they wanted to put their brand out there on a web page. And so the technical area wouldn't just put up a regular web page. We would do something more creative. That's why we were originally an independent company, then we were bought out for this big ad agency. And so one of the things we did was, you know, prototypes, try to sell the company on this prototype, or maybe if we already had a contract, give them a prototype. And so I did a lot of the voiceover work on those prototypes. They hired professionals, but, you know, we had an audio department, little studio there. And that was a lot of fun. So you could say I did voiceover work, but it's not like I did it, you know, really. I did it as part of my job, but I wasn't a professional voiceover person.
5, 4.
But yeah, I would have loved to do that, actually.
1, go.
But you know, that involves auditioning and all that other stuff,
6
which
extra long, tightens of a jump into 4
you know,
right.
I'd rather have steady income.
Slow 30, turn cut 2 right.
Do voiceover work and wash
250.
dishes and wait tables and ask people who want paper or plastic. I'm a professional voiceover artist. Would you like paper or plastic?
Back middle of a narrow crest.
Yeah. Anyway.
80. All left, don't cut. Slow 50.
You want fries
turn
with that?
1 right.
And you know, if you did different character voices when you were asking people if they wanted fries with their meal, you would probably get fired.
Opens. 70.
You go out to like LA or New York City, I think you run into a lot of people that, you know, that's the cliche anyway. A lot of the service people you run into are struggling actors or actresses or poets or, you know, script writers or, you know, whatever. Creative types.
Into 4 left.
I express my creativity through software.
6
Let's see if anyone will find this bug.
Into 3 right tightens.
They'll never suspect.
30. 5 left long, tightens 2. 30. Turn 3 right tightens. 50. 4 left.
No, I did.
Extra long, tightens 150.
I don't remember. It was so long ago. You know, 40-some years ago when I started my career.
Flat
Over
right
40
over
years
crest
ago.
long, 30.
when I started my software career, and you know, I was
Slow 6
young
left of a crest,
and
30,
got my
turn,
first
1
programming
left.
job, and had to take a test to prove that I knew what a for loop was and all this other stuff. This way, I almost went. See, this time at least I didn't dive straight off the
6
cliff.
right, into
I waited to
unseen,
make sure I
3
knew
left
which way to
long
go
tightens.
first.
Into
And
5
but
right
then I got
long,
my job, and you know,
tightens 3.
I wrote my own. You know, I started as a software hobbyist, writing programs for on my basic
Into 3
cartridge
right
from my
long.
Atari 2600.
50. Into don't cut 6 left,
and
30 over crest.
so
4 right long of a crest.
but then I did go to college. I got a degree.
5 left, extra long
writing
of a
software,
crest.
so.
50.
But
Keep right of a crest.
actually, I
40.
took computer science classes, so it wasn't just writing software. It
Slow.
was
5 left tightens,
writing
into
in
3 right
machine
long.
language in order to writing in a basic assembler in machine language, and then writing a macro assembler in assembly language, and then writing a compiler in
4 right long,
macro assembly
30.
language that you created, and then from that writing, you know, software,
and keep right,
functional software on top of the
long,
compiler that was
50.
running on top of the macro assembler that was running on top of the assembler that was
6
running on
right,
top of
small
the
cut,
machine
30.
code. So yeah, I studied how to write software from the ground up. It was not an information technology degree. It was a serious. I thought I was gonna have to turn that. But anyway, yeah, you know,
6 left long,
I
tightens.
Sure, I wrote crappy code originally, but then I moved into more, you know, as I gained experience, I worked in other areas. I worked in customer support and stuff for the small company for a while. Software support for customer support, so investigating what the bugs were and trying to fix them and stuff like that. And, eventually got to be,
into 2 right long,
you know, senior programmer and lead programmer and product manager. That was my favorite job.
Into slow 4 right and 1 left
always
long,
worked, almost always in my career I worked on
50.
Commercial software that was to be sold to other companies.
Flat crest, 50. Keep left of a crest,
rather
30,
than
unseen,
you know, software
right
for the
long.
company I worked for. Internal software. So quality control is a big thing.
Into 5 left of a crest.
And so yeah,
Into 3 right long.
I spent a lot of time
80.
shaking my head over them kids that came in and, you know,
30.
didn't know how to code. I'm sure it's even worse now because, you know,
Crest and 6 right.
the junior
50.
programmers will just ask ChatGPT to write them a routine or something, and then they'll slap it in and say, okay, it's done. Like, you kidding me?
Opens long.
It probably takes
50.
as much effort and savvy to know how to ask ChatGPT
30.
all the right questions to write you a piece of code
unseen,
as it does
right.
just sit and write the piece of code, because you have to integrate it with other pieces of code. If it's just, you know, you want to test something on,
3 right long.
you know, one particular function,
Into 3 left long.
you could,
long.
you know, slap together some Python code, or you can ask ChatGPT to slap together some Python code if it's a throwaway kind of program. But if you've got to actually integrate it with the
30.
million lines of code that's in some other commercial product, and that's not an exaggeration. I've worked on
5 left and 3 right of a crest.
software, operational and logistical software for trucking companies. And yeah, million lines of code is not an exaggeration as far as how complicated all of that software was. Crazy fool, lol. Oh, see, I can't look at the chat. I don't know what you were talking about. I'm assuming you're calling me a crazy fool. I think that's a fair assumption, since I am a crazy fool. If you're talking about someone else, let me know. 54. I'm moving up. I'm moving up in the world. Oh, and my soda is out. I have to switch to my my other source of liquid here. Big bowl of slightly flavored water. Yes, me. Of course. Of course. Silly old man. I still have a sticky note that I can't remember what it was in reference to, but my roommate was in the kitchen. She overheard me and she grabbed a sticky pad and she wrote in big letters, "Silly old man," and stuck it up in front of me so I could read it. I thought that was so funny and such a great phrase that I stuck it to, it's actually a printer. I stuck it to something that I could see it. So when I'm playing games, I can see it clearly, "Silly old man" in big letters. And it was a sticky pad, so I stuck it on there, but I actually put double-faced tape behind it so it wouldn't come off. But, yeah, that's me, silly old man. Anyway, I am back to the service area, which means it's time for a break. If you're watching on Twitch, I am going to take a couple-minute break, get new soda, all that other stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, though, that's going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next episode will be next Saturday at 6 a.m. U.S. Central Time, which is almost always noon in the UK, and almost midnight, I guess the next day, midnight the same day, 0600 hours the next day in New Zealand. But it won't really be, because it'll be plus or minus an hour due to the, depending on the time of year, due to the equator and daylight savings time. Let's all thank, all praise be to daylight savings time. Yeah. Anyway, so Twitch, again, stay around. Just going to be on a break for a couple minutes. YouTube, next episode. Either way, I will see you then.